Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Length of S Randomizer Spoiler Log Tournament. And we have a new version today, actually, as you can see with the sprites on our screen. And of course, Revenant is going 2-2 against Khloe Prower, who's also 2-2 here in the Swiss round, week 5 of 7. How's it going, folks? I'm Wolfling0370, and joining me on the mic is Ark. Ark, how's it going tonight?
It's a very good night. We've had a little sneak peek at the spoiler log. Our runners have about 13 minutes elapsed. One is all over the place, it feels like. It's going to be interesting to see how our runners navigate it and if they're going to have enough time to figure it out.
Yes, and to give you guys an idea how they got out here, Khloe, so far in the league, has lost to Nintendo in week 1, won against technically against Simo in week 4. I hope I pronounced that name right. I didn't actually ask for it first. And meanwhile, Revenant, who is actually done the reverse here, won in week 1 against Matt 798, lost to Parame, I believe I got that right, won against This Is Not Yoho, and then lost to Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna in week 4. So they're both 2-2. I don't know if they're qualified to enter. There can only, I think, be only 1-5-2. So whoever loses here is definitely just going to be playing the last 2 weeks for fun. I'm not sure if the other one will still have a shot. But it should be pretty entertaining to watch all the same here. And of course, folks, in case you're wondering what we're doing here with these new sprites, this is a spoiler log seat, and basically that's exactly what it sounds like. These runners are actually taking 15 minutes, soon to be done with it, but they've been reading the spoiler log this entire time for the seed, and they are going to be executing the route they have devised in order to finish the seed as fast as possible. We've seen it. It's not an easy one to see, but trust me, it's going to be an enjoyable one all the same.
And not just the 15 minutes, but they also have the ability to check out the restream that we're on right now. They can watch each other's stream, and they can look at the spoiler log throughout the race. Bottle in Link's house to start us off. So lots of options to kind of play, see what your opponent is doing, and make adjustments if you need to. And we already have a little divergence.
Right. Revenant going over to what looks to be Eastern Palace. Meanwhile, Khloe is heading over to the escape sequence? Yeah, this is the escape sequence. But yeah, folks, we're on a new version. It's only a minor update, though, so there's not really anything to speak of in terms of, like, major logic changes. But hey, at least if we get a dark room item, we can see what it is now. So no more guesswork. Khloe opting to get armor to start things off. That's actually an okay call. I like that.
The best safeties in the game right out of the gates. Especially if hearts are not easy to find in the seed, that's a great way to double your life total. Then heads over to Sank, and we have a Eastern on Rodent side.
That's right. And someone has also mentioned in chat the biggest change, of course, is that there was a little bit of a bug with save and quit delay that has now been fixed out. So there might be a few more accidental menus to Link's house.
Don't mash those buttons as quick as you used to.
And hey, the Moon Pearl's in Eastern Palace. And this is a required dungeon, but Revenant's going to bow out. And how do we know it, folks? Well, our tracker, who, by the way, is Dark Diplomat tonight, is going to be lighting up those items for you down below. And has already done some work in advance here, giving you all the pendant and crystal layout of this seed, along with the medallions required later on, as we get the glove for Khloe right there in Blind's hideout. Oh, yeah, a nice handful of bombs, too.
As we said earlier, the runners already know where all the crystals and pendants and what medallions are on offer, so we'll never see any map checks or anything like that. So special thanks to Dark Diplomat for filling that in and tracking for us. It's a really big help and a great chance for you watching to see what is going on as we head to the well on Khloe Power's side. And what's up in the woods? 300 rupees. Always nice to find.
Need money later this seed. That pretty much covers everything except Zora. And there's Bombos, which is required for Misery Mire.
Looks Looks like we don't need to waste 100 rupees on the bottle vendor today. Or much else in Kakariko Village. It looks like we're heading south. Perhaps the maze race has something for us.
Yes, this is a Celeste sprite. There, like I've been saying, folks, there has been a minor update, which means there's been a few bug fixes, and more importantly, more sprites have been added. And I believe these are 2 new ones we're seeing right here with Madeline from Celeste on Revenant side, and meanwhile, I believe that is Neko from One Shot. I want to say it's the game.
You sound very...
I haven't played it myself, to be perfectly honest. But there's a shovel there, and Khloe's gonna pick it up. So it must be required for something.
You gotta love the chain of items when it comes in a spoiler.
Oh wow, I was actually right. Nice. It was Nico, though. I got it wrong.
So what is the shovel gonna give us? That's the question.
Well, we're about to find out. And Revenant opting to get a second bottle with a B in it. And the shovel for the mushroom.
Why not?
We have a lot of going on. SpeedGaming rating us with a party of 181. How's it going, folks? We just got started with a race here in the Spoiler Log tournament. Haven't missed much.
Well, you just missed the greatest search for items we have. Forced shovel into mushroom, into, we assume, something important, because why else would you do that?
Chloe's gonna be heading over to turn in the mushroom, looks like, with this routing.
That is one of the quickest ways you can get up there. With
Now,
the they have.
Now, someone actually mentioned in chat that this is just straight up elimination match. I'm inclined to believe them because I don't know how strong their seeding is right now. So whoever loses this is most definitely going to be knocked out because no one can go 2-3. I just don't remember if the 2-2 one is still got a shot to make it. And there's our Titans Mets.
So yes, shovel into mushroom to get the Titans mitts. And we do already know where the Moon Pearl is from Revenant's side, so that would get us
Dark World access. And not a great Dark World access either, I might add. Look at us. We don't even have a sword, a hammer. We don't have any sort of weapon in this Dark World. And we're on 3 hearts still less.
I guess that good pickup of the blue mail is coming in handy right now as you see the seed develop.
So both runners are now going to converge on Dark World here, getting the last piece of their access respectively. And yeah, 3 hearts, but half of damage for Khloe, which will help a lot.
Especially when they're down to 1 heart right now. Scary walk up here.
Well, they should do a save warp after the fact, and that should fix the health. Should be nice and fast with the recent fix. But that's Revenant, first one to have full, well, not full, but actual Dark World access.
So it looks like it's about time for them to meet back up and see where they go from here. They both took different ways to get to this point.
And Revenant looks like to be taking a different path here, opting for more money, and more importantly, note that Revenant has more bottles right now than Khloe does. It looks like Revenant is going to opt out of taking armor and instead is going to take potions. Maybe. Which is an interesting and also a valid play. We'll just see which one pays out in the long run.
Like our first dungeon in the Dark World is going to be up at Skull Woods. We don't have a fire rod yet, so obviously this is just a pendant dungeon, so we don't know yet if they need to clear it, but another early dip into a.
Well, we'll see what they're gonna find here in a little bit. Starting off with a small key. And entering pot prison. Well, that'll help. That's our boots.
Just over 8 minutes, and we finally have some speed.
So, early dark world access, early boots. Seems like an okay seat at first. We'll have to wait and see how the rest of it plans out, though. And Revenant is just straight up skipping the entirety of Village of Outcasts, so there must be nothing here on note. Khloe doing the same thing. So, there's a cape there for Revenant, and this goes into what I'm thinking is his bottle shred. He's going to use the cape for invincibility. Khloe's also going to pick it up, though. Might as well. It's a nice safety to have. One of the best safeties, even. But yeah, if I had... I've never seen these sprites before in action. And I haven't seen their bunnies... Ooh, Revenant's got to be real careful, actually. Resetting the room to try to get those guards in a better position. But yeah, if I had to guess what each of these characters' bunny sprites are... Madeline becomes Badeline, and Nico on Khloe's end becomes the light bulb. That's just my predictions right now. Grabbing a heart container here. And both of them at the same time get the hammer.
And I kind of think what you're seeing right now is one of the great things of having a Swiss tournament. When you get into the later weeks, you have a lot of people matched up who are on the same level, and you're going to see a lot of very, very close races going on, both picking up the hammer at the same time. But then, of course, we immediately diverge again. Looks like we're going to Pyramid for Revenant and back up into Village of Outcasts.
Now this is an interesting conundrum.
So there's something on the pyramid. It is...
The flippers. That is required for Swamp. Meanwhile, we're seeing the hammer pegs. And in case anyone's wondering why we're not seeing the item dash trick that we all know and love from Khloe, little bit of a known fact, the hammer is and the sword are required for it to work, as we get the mirror now. Another piece of Swamp Palace access.
And in Bonkrotz, we have, obviously, the armor that we saw earlier. Smart pickup. Or, wait, was that the other one?
That's the other armor.
The armor, yep.
The first armor that Khloe picked up was in the secret passage chest in Hyrule Castle. So, very early armor in this feed. Wolf Hunters could opt to go to Red Mail at a mere 15 minutes easily. Checkboard Cave has another heart container. Khloe's opting to pick this up. I believe 8 is the magic number when you have blue mail to survive the highest damage source in the game.
But I guess we do have to mention at this point we're 12 minutes into the seed and nary a sword to be found.
And we got our hammer. That's enough, right? Oh wait, right. We have to get Master Sword to defeat the pig and the Fighter Sword to open up the medallions. Oh, why can't we have nice things sometimes? Alright, so Revenant looks to be a little bit ahead here. Khloe now getting the flippers as well.
Well, if you wanted a world tour of Hyrule for a seed, I think this is the one that you've been looking for. We've been over a lot of the map so far, haven't gone into desert area yet. Haven't seen yet.
Khloe's going back south. They're both going south. There's, based on the items, it's got to be Lake Hylia Island's got something important.
I just love seeing.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Even with all the help, Khloe Prower takes a death. Oh, and there's the bloat right here. That's a significant setback. What was the tied race is now about a minute, I'd say, in Revenant's advantage. And those random deaths do add up. Revenant gonna opt to take this little extra time that he's got now to go ahead and pick up the red mail. And that's actually neat that it goes from the different hair colors that Madeline has in Celeste, actually. It's kind of neat. And there's the food now for Khloe. Alright, flute coming online now for Revenant. Khloe, after die, is going to opt to get the red mail. Alright. Now the question is, where are they going to go? Based on the items... Ooh, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I think Spectacle Rock. No, making a liar out of me. I'm going to this Maya region first. Something's in the Mire shed. Of course, Canis Amaria, right outside the dungeon that requires Canis Amaria. But can't go in yet. No sword. Where are these swords? Alright, Checkerboard Cave has something for us. It's the Fire Rod. Fire Rod. Canis Amaria. No way.
What are you thinking? What's that third item you're thinking about?
I'm thinking... Considering they haven't been able to clear any dungeons yet. Oh, maybe I stand corrected. Revenant's gonna opt to go into desert.
Well, we have a fire source. We got all the gloves we need. We got the boots.
We don't have the magic right now, though. That's the main concern here, is Revenant's magic meter is empty. Khloe, meanwhile, is opting to go up Death Mountain. And Revenant gets the lamp. And is emptying his bottles, too. There's a sword! We finally found one. We've gotten quite a large amount of progress done in the seed, and that's only our first sword. Taina Burna picked up from Revenant in Desert. Huh. Interesting
Big
item.
key in a usual spot as we head towards the back for Desert.
Alright, Khloe's on the mountain now. Dropping in to check the spiral cave. These runners know where they're going. And right now, as far as we can tell, both runs are valid. Revenant's looking to clear the Desert Palace Crystal. Get out of the way. Meanwhile, Khloe is opting to do something on Death Mountain. What a lucky drop as we get the Ice Rod for Khloe. Alright, there it is.
We're doing it!
That's Turtle Rock. Wait, no, it's not Turtle
Well,
Rock.
we're missing something.
We're missing Quake. You're right. I almost forgot. But that magic drop. Can we go back to that magic drop on Revenant? That was extremely lucky for Revenant, because that gives Revenant the means to just annihilate Moldorm here without having to worry about using his green potion, which we've had since the start of the seed. There's the hook shot, and there's the Quake medallion.
The keys to all the dungeons are right nearby, it seems.
Bow and sword for go mode for Khloe. I think to finish this with hammer strats.
Yeah, really short hop on that last Lambo made it difficult, but an easy finish with the hammer to pick up the first crystal. 19 minutes, 35 seconds in, we have a crystal.
I like the bird on battle with his head here for the crystal pickup animation. That's really good.
So still need a bow most likely,
I mean,
as well as that sword.
we can full clear Turtle Rock. And it looks like that's what Khloe's gonna do. Both runners now with over 300 rupees here. Most likely want potions, I'd say.
Have you seen any seeds so far in this tournament where Turtle Rock was the first cleared dungeon for one of a runner?
Never. This is unheard of. And this goes completely against my initial thoughts of the seed, but then again, I was not counting a sword. There's the magic powder and Hera. That's just a quick dip and go for Revenant. So Revenant's, I think, at maximum safety right now. Just needs the bug catching net, which we have not seen yet. I want to make a joke and say this is glitchless glitchless reverse boss order, but that's not a thing. Ice Road now for Revenant in the meantime. Now is Revenant also going to go into Turtle Rock? Nothing to take this entrance here to get to the items. Small key, big key in the firelock site, so fire rod was required.
Whew. Thought for
Also-
a second Revenant was going to run without getting Quake there.
So, hang on a moment. I just realized how bad this team was for routing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. We had Shovel, lead to Mushroom, lead to Titan's Mitts, which led to Hammer on the far side of the Dark World. And then we need to go in 2 different directions to get the required items to get the flute, so we can go up here to get our hook shot.
Yep, the flipper was on the pyramid, which lets you go to Hylia Island.
And you need the mirror as well to get up here to this side of the mountain. Ugh. They basically had to go to every single corner of the overworld just to get all their items, with the exception of Zora's domain. And I suppose, oh, they're gonna pass by the Ice Rod Cave corner on their way to Ice Palace, because that's where the fleet spotted to 8 is. Nice fire ride usage here.
What is in Hookshot Cave?
Okay.
I think you're prophetic there. I think you mentioned that earlier.
I didn't expect to get it. Actually, I didn't even remember where that was. Just being completely honest here. I did not make a note of where the bug catching net was in my head. But that's maximum safeties now for Revenant. The only thing that Revenant can do is get a 4th bottle. And yes, I'm being completely serious. I actually didn't remember where the bug catching net was. I didn't even skim through and find it. Oh, Revenant might be listening. He can't listen to the stream.
And they can watch each other, they can check out the logs, so many great things about spoiler log races. Thanks for joining us out. If you're just joining us, it's been a seed. As my co-commentator WolfLink0370 said, we had to find a shovel and do a mushroom into 27 different other things before we could get into a dungeon. Revenant decided to go desert first, whereas Khloe is here in Turtle Rock for the first one. And apparently something is in Laser Bridge.
Well, we need the key first off. We can see that on Chloe's end that Khloe has no keys.
Ah, good point. Taking the safety exit just in case. I'm always a fan of that.
And there's the key. Is there anything else here we need? Master Sword!
Nope, nothing else.
Oh, one more thing.
Oh
Bow on Laser Bridge! Of course it is! Ladies and gentlemen, that is Gomo for Khloe Prower. Although it's not an ideal Go mode, I will admit freely. Master Sword or Silverless is a very difficult way to fight Ganon. It's possible, but very difficult because of how long the fight is. Gonna want to find the Tempered Sword or the Silver Arrows at the very minimum.
I think we now fully understand why Khloe made the choice of coming to Turtle Rock first.
Yeah, really. Gave you all the tools and the Master Sword. Also, you really had no choice if you think about it here for the seed. Because yes, you could do desert, but without the hookshot, you couldn't do a swamp. Without the bow, you couldn't do Pottery Stern. Hookshot. No. And
we're gonna be really tight on magic here.
Yeah, really tight on magic, and also half a heart. Careful there, Khloe. Come on, don't die now. Oh, slipped on the ice.
I think they're out of magic.
They are out of magic, but that's fine. That's fine. There is a full magic decanter in the room with the Samaria block.
What a mean seed.
But yeah, the fact that Eastern Death Mountain was locking 3 dungeons collectively, including Cook Swamp Palace, kind of a rude overworld this seed. But now it's just a big old boss rush with all the crystals on Khloe's side. Alright, that should be the last hammer swing there. Khloe needs to be exception hero, but there goes the head. One more shot from the head, from the main head. Alright. 5 spin attacks now. Very close to the wall, probably not gonna get the double. Nope, bounces away. With slashes, it's gonna be a total of 10. Does not including that first spin. Nice dance that we got here. There we go. Very well recovered there for Khloe, getting his first crystal of the match. And the compass. And of course, Revenant also now in go mode, heading over to fight his Trinex now. Has a few more safeties than Khloe does. We'll see if he has any better luck. Does get some ice on the ground. And you might notice that runners go to the very bottom of the screen here. The ice tile replacement doesn't go all the way to the extreme edge of the screen, of the walkable space of the screen. So you can hug that bottom wall and not have any ice physics.
While Trinex is going on, Khloe did take an opportunity to pick up some blue goo from the potion shop. So that'll help going.
Yeah. Looks like next play is going to be Swamp House based on this positioning for Khloe. Yes. This is probably the best time to do Swamp House, honestly.
Really efficient kill with Master Sword Hammer from Revenant there on Trinex. That was very fun to watch.
Yeah, nearly died, but we'll get the crystal catch there. And again, I love the fact that the bird's on the head of Madeline here.
And if you're a fan of these runners, then I suggest you put a follow in for both of them, because they are putting on a show with a seed that is quite demanding early on. So please check out both of our runners and give them a follow, support them on the run that they are putting on for us.
Indeed. Like Revenant is going to be heading somewhere else. Khloe is going into Swamp. Looks to be just going straight to the back, maybe. Alright, both runners down Swamp. So far the seed's been kind of all over the place, but now that we've got a go mode, which by the way was a sub 30 go mode, I didn't even realize how fast this go mode came by.
Not only sub 30, but a zero dungeons beat go mode.
Yeah, so based on the fact that 0 dungeons beat, and it was a go mode like that at the end of Laser Bridge, I'd say we're maybe looking at about an hour and 5, would you say?
I'm really bad at guessing time. I'll leave that to you.
I'm also really bad at guessing time. It's definitely. I don't think it's gonna be quite sub hours, but it's gonna be fairly close. Khloe not opting for a diver down. Just gonna go ahead and go straight back. Not really a time save if you don't need to get the items. And it looks like we do not.
And I know when you're talking about sub-hour, there was a race on earlier tonight where both the runners finished, and I believe one was 45 minutes and one was also around the 50-minute mark. So there's some really quick seeds going on out there with these great runners we have late in the.
Yeah. I've always been a bad judge of time. I might have been highballing it. I think it's the right term. Anyway. A Argus fight happening right now. Nice doubles grab spins. Ooh, loses the spin though. Here we go. Nice recovery. Gonna opt to grab the puffs one at a time now. And there was a really quick diver down. I barely had time to explain it. Fire, 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 spin. Nice corner quick kill from Argus. There's our tempered sword.
So the swords we have on the seed are Spectacle Rock, Laser Bridge, and Argus.
Yep. And the bow, the only bow we found, was also on Laser Bridge. Because why not? An answer. And yeah. Man, I'm having trouble just figuring out where they're going next now. This looks to be Mire Desert combination for Khloe.
And then after that, Pod Eastern?
Pod Eastern. Yeah, Pod Eastern. Interesting that Khloe. This is something I find kind of weird. And this is actually something that Revenant has an advantage in right now. No one dungeon that Khloe does not have lit up that... Oh no, neither runner has done Thieves Town. It's an outlier.
Nope. And I know we were talking beforehand wondering if Thieves Town would be one of the early dungeons. Maybe shows why we're chatting about this race and we have two awesome runners that are running this race.
Is there a reason they're saving Thieves Town for last? Is it just that far out of the way? At this point, it doesn't really matter which way they're going to go, because both runners are going to do Desert and Mire. And actually, the runners have converged at this point, and Revenant is ahead by the back half of Desert.
Yeah, I think we can point to probably the two deaths, one on Highley Island and one to Trinex, as the points that have built the lead. So
Yeah, definitely that. Because Revenant has seen the time gap most likely, and has definitely grabbed a lot more safety to accommodate for it. Still can be one shot. No pun intended to Khloe's prior sprite. I think from Ganon. Although, actually no, is it 4
8,
hearts?
6, 4, I believe. 8 for green, 6 for blue, and 4 for...
Okay, so yeah. Pretty safe, but... I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 more hearts maybe for Revenant. That's my opinion. Just so that you can survive a second hit in case you get comboed.
And both of our runners couldn't quite pull the one cycle with mana for the fire rod, but a quick 2-cycle for Khloe to finish up the third crystal and even the match at 3. Looks like the anti-fairy might have blocked that shot from the sword beam.
Perhaps. It's definitely hard to tell sometimes. You never really can tell where the hitbox is on the swords. Oh, that was a door state extension? I've never seen it before, honestly, so I wouldn't have picked up on it if I did. All I saw was him just have to hit the switch, quickly hit the switch, and then go back out the door.
It was right before that.
Ah. Yeah, I will admit freely that most of my knowledge is mostly glitchless knowledge. And just logic stuff.
Nice little 5-arrow drop to help Vinny just a little. I think that's actually the first arrow pickup of the match.
I was actually looking at the quivers. Ooh, not good. She's having to get a spin set up. Fortunately, poked the eyeball and the blue lost the spin. 5 arrows is not enough to slay Vitreous, but will definitely put a dent in the big eyeball's health pool. And down goes Viddy. Has a heart piece for our runners. That is crystal number 4 for Revenant. And I don't think we've seen the bunny spray from either runner, have we?
Nope. We had the Moon Pearl before we went to Dark World, yep.
Well, if there's any place we'll see it, it's in Thieves Town, because there's a lot of bunny beams right at the start in the first 4 quadrant. In the 4 quadrant room. Best way I can describe it.
Looks like Thieves Town is where we're heading next on Revenant's side.
Powder, I believe, was in Hera map chest? Was that right?
Yes. Hera map chest, you got it.
Alright.
Oof. Using that red mail to great effect there to get those spins inside the... for Khloe. Ties it up. Looks like we're about minute 45 or so is the advantage for Revenant right now.
And with only 3 dungeons left to go. One of which is a double dip. Just from the sheer nature of it having the Moon Pearl immediately.
Khloe deciding to go over to Eastern and Pod first. Smart pickup of 10 arrows there. Revenant side. Both runners thankfully not really having to worry about money in this seed. There was a 300 early on in Kakariko. And other than buying a occasional potion from the potion shop, the only real money they need to spend was to get into Pod by the looks of it.
Yeah. I'm looking at Khloe's quiver. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of heart or arrow drops in Piles of Darkness. But in that regard, I think it should have been Eastern Pod, because you can just fill your quiver completely with Eastern Palace. But that's just me.
Blind's humor. Just one tap from Blind, otherwise pretty much a solid scripted blind fight from Revenant. We'll be seeing head over to Eastern Pod right about.
After that. I'll also be full disclosure, chat. I may have forgotten where the arrow pots are in Pod. I just know there's tons of them in Eastern, because that's where you get the bow and vanilla.
We've got the one small key and the big key, which is what you need to get to the back of Pod. And look at that. There's some arrows.
Let's be careful with the shots, though. There you go. There's one more arrow right here, and there we go. And yeah, the arrow routing is going to be pretty tight here going forward. However, we do have the shovel. And I'm making special note of that is because, well, they could choose to try and dig up some arrows before they enter Ganon's tower. Is it ideal? No. Is it something they can do to speed it up? Yes. And that way they don't have to rely on the arrows.
That was a very good Turtle Darkroom from Khloe right there.
Indeed. Alright. Hell's working now. 17 hammer strikes to the face. Well, the face plate. Firewalls being a little tricky as they usually are. That should break right about now. There goes. Nice spin. 1 slash, 2 slash, done. Revenant opted to take the bowlock path for 2 small keys. Ah, I see what Revenant's routing is now. Revenant's going to opt to cut through Harmless Hellboy completely to just get back over to this side of the dungeon. No mirroring required. Clever.
Indeed, yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's not too commonly used, all of it, because it might be Pastor's Mirror, but it can save some time. There might also be a safety in this room he wants to pick up. Or another key. Okay.
Compass pickup from Khloe.
Big Key's right on the way. Here in Eastern Palace. And Khloe still needs to go over and defeat Blind. Right, so this is Revenant 7 Crystal.
Revenant hasn't been to Eastern yet.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'm blanking on stuff. It's late for me.
Yeah, arrow drops proving a little more plentiful for Revenant there, up to 24, which should make that no problem for the rest of the seed.
Yeah, Khloe's up to 25. 20, getting a arrow drop not picking up because there's more in this room.
Along with all the magic and fairy you could want. A room of plenty right there.
Alright, time for the Armos Knight. So we're gonna get the quick kill. Looks to be setting up for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, misses it. Good recovery there, though.
Simultaneous boss kills.
And that is crystal number 6 for both runners, actually. At the same time.
Revenant has to clear Eastern. Khloe has to head over to Thieves Town.
That's right. Khloe has a bit of travel time between his next dungeon and actually getting in it. Whereas Revenant can just mirror it, be instantly in Eastern, and this is a very fast Eastern. Alright. Big key now for Revenant. Time to head over to fight Armos.
And big key picked up for Khloe as well.
A 10-pack. Wow, those Stalfos are in the arrow dropping pack. It looks like the Popo enemies were in the high value pack based on a bomb drop. And here we go. This is the quick kill. Perfectly executed from Revenant. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the 7th crystal in the match, and you know what that means, folks. we have a game we like to play, and it's along with my twist. We have 22 chests in Ganon's tower, but the runners know which chest in the basement has the big key. So instead of giving us the number that they are going to open the chest in, give us the specific location in which you think the Ganon's tower big key will be today.
I like my friends voting vanilla. That's where I always go with my votes. So cheers to all of you. That is correct, whether or not it actually.
Well, it's technically correct in the sense of the dungeon, but we'll see if it's over behind Ice Armas today.
So Khloe has progressed through the rest of Thieves Town and has blind ready for the blind fight.
So
9 taps of the sword.
Someone actually guesses, and I'm not calling out names here. Someone actually guessed Middle Chest behind Ice Armas, which is actually vanilla. Nice roundabout way of saying it.
Sticks down, 3 to go. Got there. Good job for Khloe. 7 crystals as well. Awesome.
Alright. And let's see where the big key will be for our runners. Starting by going right to Hope Room.
Oh, clearly it's in Tile Room, right? Clearly.
Need some extra ammunition for the bow, as long with a small key. And we're going right.
Tile Room. Tile Room.
I still want to see what Revenant's bunny sprite is, but
Guess not.
I can understand. I can understand if Revenant doesn't want to show it. He is kind of erasing right now. Of course, I suppose I can always just ask him later when he's in the interview. Because I'm pretty sure these runners have used these sprites before, once they got released anyway. There's the big key, folks, in the compass room, bottom left! We get anyone to guess that? We have Rando room, bottom left.
And straight up the tower we go.
Straight up the tower. Actually, it looks like no one guessed compass room at all. Oh, no, there was a guess for compass room, but I thought it was Turtle Rock with the abbreviation. No, it was top right that they guessed. So someone got the room, but not the actual chest.
Bemos eating one of the arrows.
Chad,
And a snipe.
Oh, a snipe. Chad is wondering what you can guess the fourth sword is. And the silvers? Yeah, you know what? Sure, go ahead and try to guess for them. Ganon will tell us where the silvers are.
Luckily, Fairy in a Bottle kept us going up for Revenant.
Yep, and with the bug net and magic powder, can easily restock on fairies if he so chooses.
Looks like we are going to visit a restocking room.
It makes sense. Get those fairies. Those fairies for Revenant are full heals, or full revives, basically.
Looks like we're death warping.
This actually works out for Khloe.
Yeah, get that health back up. You need to go that way anyway. Not bad at all.
But with 2 fairies in the bottle, Khloe can't rely on Revenant dying. So Revenant has all but secured his lead at this point. One last chance of running
Making
right, maybe?
really quick work of the ice areas. Very nice.
And now time for Lambo 2. Ooh. Nice fire ride adaptation. Oh, they both appear to the same spot. Nice.
A couple times really close spawns there. I think they got a spin attack on 2 of them at one point there, which was really cool to see.
Indeed. I never seen them appear in the same exact location though, overlapping each other like that. Anyway, wizard rooms. 1 cycle, very clean. Love to see those Stalfos rooms quick kills. Well, both runners are climbing over the tower now. I'll grab a question. You think it's safe for us to divulge where that last sword was?
I think there's probably... Ooh, half magic. That's a nice pickup where that's located.
Indeed.
I think the last sword could probably be given away.
Alright, folks, so you guys were wondering where the last sword was. It was here in Ganon's tower behind the ice armors in the right-hand chest.
Well, everyone that was guessing that for the big key was correct if they were actually talking about the sword.
Indeed. As far as the silvers go, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer on that information. I'm gonna let Ganon tell you where which region is, and then I'll give you the specific location.
Moldorm down. Last chest.
Not even worth
walked
picking up.
by. It's Agatu time. Starting out with 2 on the first hit. I don't know if that was 1 or 2.
That's a double right there.
It was 2. 2-2-2.
Triple double. Gotta love it. And with that, folks, Agatu is down. Now it's time to fight the pig. Tempered sword in hand. 12 slashes or 6. I'm getting all sorts of tongue-tied tonight.
We'll just reset and go.
12 slashes or 6 spin attacks per phase to advance Ganon between first 2 phases. After which a single slash will be enough to advance Ganon through his 3rd phase. After which we will begin the darkness technique. Keep the torches lit. And because we don't have the silver arrows, Ganon will have to be struck just before he teleports away. It is a 2-frame window, so spin attacks are advised as their hitbox is just plain longer in terms of duration.
Gotta love the trident spin to start off the fight.
That's right. Oh! Fortunately, did not get the cape in time. Gonna take the death here to use a fairy.
Smart move to grab those safeties.
Indeed. Over-prepared, in fact. Ooh.
1 more fire hit will knock down again.
And I believe we do have at least 1 more fairy in a bottle for Revenant. Wants to save it, of course, for the next phase. We are in phase 3. Trident's gone.
If you didn't know, with the cape, if you grab a wall, the magic meter will not go down.
Triple from Khloe. Alright. So you might see Ganon raise his hands in phase 4, just before he teleports away. That is the window you need to strike for a hit to count against him. And the silvers are in his tower, and Science Train, you were guessing that location for the big key, for the bottom of a random room for the big key. That is where the silvers are.
Torch glitch for Revenant, very helpful when you need to get this many sword spins without silvers.
So silvers were way out of the way to see, unfortunately. And it was a hard required bow and laser bridge to get Pot Eastern taken care of.
Both of our runners are one hit away from going down.
Alright, so yeah, look for the hands being lifted. You may just barely see it. That's the window to strike Ganon with silver arrows, or with the spin attack. About a couple more hits now. It can be really hard to see, but if you get that feeling, you'll get it every time. Down goes Ganon for Revenant. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs in chat for Revenant, who will advance to being 3-2 in the Swiss, staying alive for a little bit longer. And that is an official finish time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, 12 seconds. That does include the study period, so it is an official time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, 12 seconds for Revenant. And we are now joined by him, in fact. GG's to you, sir. Those silvers are in a bad spot.
Yeah, they were. I didn't think it'd be worth to go get them.
Yeah, neither did Khloe. And neither was the sword being worthwhile. The swords were bad in the sea, too.
They were really bad.
Everything was, actually, to some degree. Oh. And as soon as I say something, Khloe takes a death.
Did you get all the safeties that I did?
Yep.
Yep.
That's actually, I believe, Khloe's third death. Died once in the overworld to the zeros before getting the flute. Which you both were right next to each other at that point in time. Died again to Trinex. And then now to Ganon.
Figured the bug net's right there in Hookshot Cave, might as well get it.
And the powder was in Hera. On the way. Those were actually some really good routing choices from your part. So I just want to ask this out of sheer curiosity, because I actually have not seen these sprites before. What is the bunny sprite for Madeline?
I didn't actually see it.
You actually haven't?
This first time using that sprite, and I didn't pay attention if I got hit by a bunny beam or not.
I don't think you did at all.
No, you masterfully avoided them today.
Yeah, Moon Pearl is my very first item too, so.
Well, I suppose we'll find out in the future when that sprite is raised again.
I figure a lot of people are going to start using it now. This is out.
Yeah, a lot of new sprites being added. But you were now 3-2, and I believe there can only be 1 5-2. I have to ask this, Revenant. Are you actually in contention for that spot in the top 8?
I guess so. I haven't actually really been paying too much attention. I just like running it.
I'm not sure either.
That's 4 hits so far.
Someone has actually given some information in chat. Apparently it's the strawberry. That actually makes sense.
Nice 3 hits on that torchlight. I think we need one more.
See, Khloe had 2 more hearts than I did.
Get your GGs in chat for Khloe as well.
Yes, GG's to both of our runners here. An excellent race to round out the evening. Unfortunately, there's no room in the top 8 for someone with 3 losses, so Khloe is unfortunately not going to make it out of Swiss. But GG's all the same. That is an official finish time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, 25 seconds. Again, taking the study period into account for that, The official time of the race is actually 1 hour, 7 minutes, 25 seconds. And we are now joined by Khloe. GG's to you.
GG.
Hi, GG's.
So, yeah, you had 3 particularly rough deaths in the scene, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, the one that cost me, I think, the most was that Trinex one. But, yeah, I mean, every time I go for Hylia Island, that little mushroom thing always just loves to play.
And
That actually was the... That actually, I think, was the one that was the most important, because at the time, I'm not sure if you were watching the restream or not, you both were pretty much neck and neck right then getting the flute.
I was not watching the restream that early yet. I usually don't tune in until after, like... But, that's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys were fairly close to start things off. A little deviation to start things off, but overall, really close, all things considering. It's just the deaths added up. And, we were talking to Revenant just now, opting to get the powder and the bug knife because they were on the way. Slightly.
I saw powder, but I was a little bit behind on my routing, so I was actually routing during the race. There was kind of like a ham sandwich of materials to grab in Dark World, and none of them were like in a convenient order.
Yeah.
yeah, that early
Kidding.
game was all over the place for you. What was it like when you opened up the seed and had to figure out how in the world to progress for that first 5 minutes? Because all the items just seemed to be a little bit of everywhere and not an easy way to route it.
I mean, what did I see early? I can't remember what I saw early, but like one of the first things in Light World is Potion Shop, and it's progressive glove. It's okay, you go look for the mushroom, dig spot. Okay, you go look for the shovel.
Maze race, yeah, okay.
That's doable, yeah. But it's like, why you like this?
So, one other question I want to ask on the side here, and this is relating to the new sprites, really. I don't think I've seen this new Nico sprite yet. I believe I got that name right. Did you happen to give him the bunny beam during this? I actually was not paying attention completely.
Yes, but for people who haven't played One Shot, I'm not going to spoil what the bunny beam changes Nico into.
Okay, fair. I was thinking it was the light bulb, so.
It is not the light bulb, but that would be cute too.
Nico probably pulls it out for reading the book, actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, jeez, I should have gotten... I'm gonna go back in and check that now. Because I know where book is. I stuck it on my thing in case it was required.
And now I'll go back and look at the bunny sprite.
Alright.
But
yeah,
but yeah.
both of you.
Yeah,
Once
it was a fun seed. It was I liked that there were no swords.
Yeah, and the silvers were in a bad location too.
Yeah, and I was really impressed with the choice of deciding to first dungeon Turtle Rock. I don't think I've seen that in many rando races where the first dungeon you clear is Turtle Rock. Not only that, but you were basically go mode items before you cleared.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I was trying to route in a third sword before I did Turtle Rock, but it just wasn't happening. I mean, I could have double climbed the mountain, but I felt that would be slow.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to get all 3 of them at that point.
Yeah, you would have had to have gone back down after getting hook shot and cleared swamp.
So,
And
one last thing I do want to ask you, Khloe, are you enjoying the tournament right now? Because
yeah, I'm having
at
fun.
Because at this point, I believe, with the record of 2 and 3 that you're going to be having now as of week 5, that does mean you're not eligible to go out of get out of Swiss.
Oh yeah, I know that. I mean, I wasn't expecting to get in top 8 for this tournament as it was.
It is a strawberry.
Oh, cool! You turned into strawberry.
Yeah.
I thought I saw someone in the chat say Theo.
Revenant, I was curious with your choice of going into desert and clearing that before you went up to Turtle Rock. What was your thought process behind that?
I typically don't have too much problem with the one cycle lamp with fire rod. Since I already had the lamp, I figured I'd have enough magic anyways. I was going to use the potion there, but then I got that nice magic drop from the Popo.
Yeah, magic and arrows seem to be kind of a pinch point for both of you in the seed, trying to find enough of those as you went.
It wasn't until I got to the basement of Mire that I realized I forgot to route in arrows.
But still, the cape was a nice way to make it through Vitreous pretty easily. You did a nice job of cleaning those eyeballs out with the.
Yeah.
All right, I just saw the strawberry spray. That is actually kind of neat.
Sadly, there's no light bulb at the desert book read.
Ah, that's unfortunate. But anyway, Jesus to use. Any final thoughts about the seed other than the routing mess that it was the early game?
Yeah, I like spoilers just because the routing mess is a lot of fun to go through. I mean, obviously, I wish my execution was better, but you know that'll come eventually. Ideally, maybe.
I mean, this was a fairly close race, all things considering. It's just, I think the major difference was the deaths being so costly.
Yeah, I mean, the Trinex death was mainly because I ran out of magic, but that's basically the same as the death anyways. And, yeah.
Well, folks, make sure to follow these two runners here, Revenant and Khloe Prower. They put on an excellent race for us tonight. Also, make sure, of course, to follow SpeedGaming 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just the spoiler log tournament. And of course, make sure to give my co-commentator Ark and our tracker Dark Mets a follow as well. And you can give me a follow as well if you so choose. But before we go, one last thing I should probably mention is the upcoming races for the league. So we do actually have another race coming up on this channel, SpeedGaming 3, in about half an hour. We have Kern versus DazeCloud, and it's another 2-2 game. So that will be looking forward to it as well. We also have several matches across Wednesday, so stay tuned to see if we get a restream for those races. But that's going to do it for us here. So for all of us here at the Link to Best Randomizer Spoiler Log Tournament, I have been WolfLink0370. We'll see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.